So welcome everybody to day one of Cloud Performance Engineering and SRE course. I would like to just make it clear, friends. Yesterday we talked about that there are two courses. Okay, I would like to make this very clear to you. There should not be any confusion, right? So there are two courses. One we call it Cloud Performance Engineering in DevOps, and we call it SRE. Okay, if you look into, so this is one of the link, friends, and then the other link is this Cloud Performance Engineering. This is the link. Okay, there are small difference in these two links. Okay, see, because when we talk about SRE, friends, understand one thing. SRE, when we talk about SRE, right, site reliability engineering, basically it is mixed of couple of things. We need to know the troubleshooting experience, the troubleshooting skill set. That's very important for being an SRE engineer, because I am going to talk about the level 2 and level 3 SRE engineer. See, in SRE, there are levels. Level 1, L1, we call it. You might have heard of L1, L2, L3. The way we take it up, that we would be preparing you as the L2, not just the operation support person, right? You We want to troubleshoot any application, and for that, the performance engineering skill set is very important. We need to understand the architecture. We need to understand the latency, the throughput, the errors, right? And how that relates. So that is where the troubleshooting skill sets becomes very important. And this is where the performance engineering skill set will be helpful. So SRE, when we say, it's a comprised of multiple things, right? Now, second thing is DevOps. We need to understand what is a DevOps. And that's why we have this CloudPE course and performance engineering. We have incorporated that. So it's a full-fledged course. SRE is the full-fledged course. And the course that you see is CloudPE is a subset of SRE. What we don't have, I have told you yesterday, there are two topics that we don't have in the CloudPE course. One is the core Java, the recorded session, plus the Python scripting. You don't have these two recorded sessions in the CloudPE course. Apart from that, you have everything in the CloudPE course. Just the name is different, right? Because eventually even performance engineers, see, performance engineers, those who have the background of performance engineers can be a very good SRE engineer, and there's a reason for it. Because as a performance engineer, we already have the troubleshooting experience. We know how to troubleshoot any performance issue. And that is where the most of the issue comes in production. In production, that's what happens. The issue, most of the issue, 80 to 90% of the issue are related to performance, right? So the troubleshooting skill sets that a performance engineer has, plus a DevOps. Then we talk about cloud. We talk about Docker. We talk about Kubernetes. That is going to be immensely helpful, right? And then we have the automation into picture. So the troubleshooting experience, which is a performance engineer has, along with DevOps and your cloud Docker Kubernetes experience, plus automation skill sets, right? And observability, your Terraform and Ansible, shell scripting, Python scripting, you can automate in any way, right? They are the tools to automate things, but you can use shell scripting and Python scripting also to automate. And that's why we have these things in the SRE course, and which we don't have in the CloudPE course. This is only present, friends, in the SRE course. That's the region. That's the region we only have this. So don't go by the name. Have the clarity that we don't have these two topics in the CloudPE and DevOps course. Apart from that, everything is same, because we all need that. Even a performance engineer, eventually you're gonna be placed as an SRE engineer. You can easily work as an SRE engineer, plus provided you need to have the automation knowledge, you should have the DevOps knowledge. You should have the cloud Docker Kubernetes knowledge. You already have troubleshooting experience as a performance engineer. So understand the difference. As a performance engineer, friends, what you already have. You know about a performance testing tool like a Jmeter. You know about a tool or LoadRunner or NeoLoad. You know about this tool. That's good. You already know about Java performance engineering. How to, if you don't know, we have this module in the course, Java performance engineering, how to troubleshoot any Java application, understand how the Java JVM works, memory management, heap dump, what is heap dump analysis, thread dump analysis, why do we take care of that? And in general performance testing skill sets. You already have this as a performance engineer. What you don't have these things. You don't have cloud knowledge, Docker or Kubernetes knowledge. You don't have DevOps knowledge. And that's why this course is going to help you. And that's why the name is there. CloudPE in DevOps. And SRE, we have observability also here, which is very much related for the performance engineers also. So understand this. So the difference here, the performance engineering skill sets along with other skill sets like your automation skill sets, your Docker Kubernetes understanding, Kubernetes containerization understanding plays a very important role. Cloud understanding plays a very important role for you to transition your career to SRE engineer. And that's why we have this. So there are two courses. That's the difference, friends. Mostly you can go over these two courses. Some of you know about this course. Few of you know about this course. Understand the difference. The only difference in these two courses, friends, I'm going to put the link together here right now again. The core Java and Python scripting is not there in the Cloud PE course, friends. It's not there. OK, so know the difference. OK, I hope we are on the same page, friends. Let's get started with the course, friends. Right, I put together both the links. Those who have joined using both the links, should know the difference, right? If you're looking for an SRE career, friends, you should opt for the SRE course because that has the core Java and Python scripting along with other things that a Cloud PE course has. Understand this difference. OK, now let's get started, friends. So the first topic that we have is cloud. And how we're going to talk about cloud is from scratch, right? Every topic is from scratch. You'll understand this today when we talk about scratch, right? So what is cloud? First of all, friends, can anybody, we're going to start with that topic, right? Cloud. Today is the first day. We're going to start with the first topic. I would like anybody to help us understand what is cloud if you know already. If not, I'm going to tell you anyway. Friends, anybody would like to take a lead on this? Let's have this introduction. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So you want a simple definition of the cloud?
Yeah. What is, I just want to know what is cloud and this. Go ahead.
Okay, so in the simplest form, a cloud can be a virtual representation of the physical things.
Okay, I'll simplify this. Right. Let me simplify this. You are correct. Let me simplify this for everybody here. So when we say cloud, friends, what are we comparing against? That has to be understood. What are we comparing against this cloud? We're comparing against on-prem, friends. On-premise infrastructure. What is on-premise infrastructure? See, the data center is the same. Okay, I'm gonna just show you one of the PPTs. Open the cloud PPT, friends, which you're gonna get access to eventually. Let me just open that PPT for everybody so that you understand how we have documented things. Let me just open that PPT. Okay. Now, see, the data center is common. Either you talk about on-prem or you talk about cloud, friends. The data center is a common thing. That doesn't change. What is a data center, friends? I'll talk about that as well. So consider an infrastructure in the outskirts of a city. Consider an infrastructure in the outskirts of a city. So let's say that's called, so this is called a data center, a facility in the outskirts of a city where you see the multiple acres of land has been acquired. A facility has been constructed, multiple floors, and all these facilities full of this kind of server storage. Somebody has to purchase all these things. So as you can see, it's a huge investment is there, right? Think about it. Somebody has to procure the land cost is there, construct the facility. It will take multiple years to construct the facility, purchase all the hardware that you see here. These servers will generate heat. I need to maintain cooling of the infrastructure. These servers cannot run out of power. I need to have redundant power supplies. These servers cannot run out of internet. I should have a redundant internet sources, right? I need security of this premise. I need to hire or recruit security personnels. These servers may run out of order. I need to have somebody to do the servicing, right? Of all those. So there's a huge cost involved. Now with this thing, we can clearly say not everybody can afford to have such a facility, can afford to such a data center, right? Very few companies, those who have, right, good monetary support, revenue can able to manage this kind of facility. No, this is a data center. So either you are into cloud or you are into data on-prem. The data center remains the common. Data center is a common. So what is the difference? In on-prem, friends, you own this facility. You own this. You have, when you say this is on-prem, means what? On-premise means what? You have procured the land, constructed the building, or the company where you work. The company has procured the land, constructed the facility, purchased all the hardware, and doing all sorts of maintenance of cooling, internet, power, security personnel, everything. That is on-prem. You have purchased things, you own it. Like you own your home, right? That's how you own it, these facility. That is on-prem. Now, if today, let's say I have a business idea. I am going to build this. I'm going to set all this infrastructure, and then I would I have my business model where you can come and ask servers from me that can I use few of your servers? I want to deploy my application. Can I use storage, few TBs of storage? Can I use this? Can I use that? What I will do, okay, yes, you can use it very much because that's my business model, revenue model. But you need to pay some amount, right? Monthly bill. And that's what the cloud is. That's the difference, friends, nothing else. It's the same data center, which I don't own, like AWS, Azure, GCP. They have set up this kind of data centers across the globe. Across the globe. That's their business model. They have set up this kind of infrastructure across the globe. They have purchased all the hardware. They have done it. As a user, not everybody can afford to have such a facility. So what I can do, but at least I can leverage, I can use like a rent basis. I can use few servers, right? I can use 100 cores, 200 cores, few TBs of storage and other services. I can use it, right? And I can pay some monthly bill. How we stay in a rented apartment. As long as we are paying the rent, we can enjoy the services. We can stay there, right? The way we want. The moment we stop paying the rent, what would happen? The services non will be non-operational. That's the cloud. That's the basic difference. So if somebody asks, what is the difference? So the data center which we don't own, will leverage. The data center which we don't own, will leverage the server storage, and we pay monthly bill. That's the cloud. On-prems, you own everything, and then you will use it. As simple as that. So you own the data center in on-prem. In cloud, you don't own anything. You are just paying the rent for the services you are using. And what cloud service providers, they have done it, friends, they have, let's say I want to use AWS, right? So it's not like you need to call their data, their call center. That boss, I want to use the AWS. How do I use servers? How do I get servers? How do I get storage? That's why we use cloud, right? I have my application. I want to deploy the application. I need servers. I need to have storage. I need storage. I need to store a lot of data. I need storage. That's why we are paying the cloud for. So what they have done, every cloud service provider, they have this management console. I'm going to log into the AWS console. Similarly, you can log into Azure, GCP, OCP, any platform. So this is the console, friends. Anybody can create the account here. I'm going to guide you how to create the account. It's a very simple process. Now, when you have this, now I need the server. So you own it, right? So they have the data centers across the globe. You can see I can go ahead and select any region. So they have data centers across the globe. Right now I've selected Mumbai. I can Singapore, I can select Sydney. I can select Frankfurt. I can select London. I can select Paris. I can select Ohio. I can select Oregon. I can select anywhere. I can create my server. Now, how to decide which region to select? Then again, it's a good question. That's again a good question. How to decide that? Something happened again. I got disconnected, looks like. I hope. Did you lose me, friends? Am I audible now? I think my team got restarted automatically. Am I audible? Please confirm. Okay. So this is what every cloud service provider, they have done it. If you want to use server, storage, whatever you want, they have services, friends. They have this management console. We call it management console. All you need to do is have an account and log into this account, and they have data centers across the globe, as you can see here, across the globe. If I talk about AWS, friends, let me show you the AWS infrastructure, global infrastructure, where all they're present. If I click on this, you will eventually see they are present in 33 launch regions, and they have 105 data centers, 105 availability zones. Look at this here. All the green circles that you see is where they are present. The red ones are coming soon. They are present across the globe. So depending on upon the customer, let's say I have a business idea and I am launching an application of, let's say, for Australia. So I will deploy my application in Australia, right? I would deploy my application in either in Melbourne or in Sydney region, so that the users get the least latency, right? So they are present everywhere. It's the business model, their business model, right? And they have this management console. So you don't need to call them that, boss, I need servers, I need storage. No, the entire Netflix that you watch is stored in S3, one of the services in cloud. One of the storage service we have, we call it S3, simple storage service. The entire Netflix content that you watch, friends, is stored in S3. It's the storage service. So that's why we use cloud. If you need server, there is a service called EC2. Go to EC2, get some servers. So it's a self-service. You get whatever you need, and eventually you will get a bill. You will get a bill. So there is a service called billing also. For everything, there is a service. If you want, you get a bill, billing and cost management. You can get a bill and bill will be generated. If you continue to pay the bill, your services will be operational. If you don't pay the bill, you will be non-operational. You cannot access your services. As simple as that, friends. Now, did we understand in last 10 minutes, friends, the difference between cloud and on-prem? Yes or no? Please use the chat option or you can unmute yourself. Now, do we all understand cloud now? When we say cloud, what exactly is this? It's the same data center we talk about that we don't own, as simple as that. Friends, are we on the same page? Need a quick confirmation from all of you. Good. That's what we're going to learn in this course. We're going to talk about, friends, we have a lot of services. So let me tell you about the cloud journey. When cloud, I'll tell you about the AWS. So everybody knows this person, right? Jeff Bezos. Everybody, I hope everybody knows that. Who is Jeff Bezos? The founder of Amazon.com. The guy was setting up infrastructure for Amazon.com website, retail website. The guy was setting up back in 2000, early 2000. And the idea of cloud stuck. He thought whatever the infrastructure, he was setting up on-prem, friends, for Amazon.com. So he thought, why can't we leverage this infrastructure to other people? Why can't the on-prem, he is setting up the on-prem, why can't we create an application where it could be leveraged by other people also? And that is where AWS came up into existence because of this brilliant idea. So when AWS was launched in 2007, friends, they launched with 3 services. They only launched with 3 services in 2007, 6, 7. AWS was the first cloud to be launched. Azure and GCP has come much later, 5 years after AWS launch. They came up with 3 services only. 3 services. What was the name of 3 services? EC2 to get the servers, Elastic Compute Cloud. S3, simple storage service for the storage. And one is SQS, simple queue service. They launched with 3 services back in 2006-7. Can anybody guess what is the number of services right now as we speak after 18 years? Can anybody would like to take a guess? The number of services they have? Come again?
5,000. Over 5,000.
Not 5,000. No. They are 200 plus. And it's growing. They are solving the problem. They are making life easier for everybody across IT. We will learn this in this course, how they're making life easier. First of all, we need to understand how do we create servers, storage services. We need to understand the fundamentals, and then we can talk about a lot of other things, because everything is in the cloud. If you want a server, you have the service. You need storage, you have a service. You need monitoring, you have a service. You need Kubernetes, you have a service, EKS. You need container, you have a service called ECS. Everything. I hope you guys know the Alexa device, right? Have you guys seen the Alexa device or Google device in your home? Right? At least you're aware. They are based on the technology called Lambda. The Alexa device. It is coming from here. Right? So in this course, we will talk about a lot of services. We will cover 25 to 30 services, friends, in this course. Right? We have a lot of requirement, and this cloud is the most important thing to know. Needs server, EC2. Needs storage, multiple storage services we have, not just S3. S3 doesn't fit for all. If we are creating a server, if we want a database, I cannot use S3 for my database. I need to use EBS. There is another storage called EBS, Elastic Block Store. We have EFS also, Elastic File System, for the network storage. So we have a lot of such things, okay, that we need to know. When we talk about EC2, friends, we need to talk about load balancing, how load balancing works, how the auto scaling works. We have these two modules under the EC2 itself. We need to understand how the networking works. We have a load balancer and auto scaling group. Because in the cloud, we need to auto scale based on the load, but the load throughout the day is not constant. It keeps fluctuating, right? I need more servers. When load is there, more load is there, relatively higher load is there, and I don't need servers when the load is lesser. So in the cloud, the best thing is we pay as you go. In the cloud, friends, we pay as we use. Pay as you go. We use the word. We will only pay for what we use. Is it possible in on-prem, friends? Think about it. Is it possible in on-prem that we only pay for what we use? Does it make any sense in on-prem? Think about it. Please answer. Does it make any sense in on-prem that pay as you go? Absolutely not. You have already purchased the server. Whether you use it or not, you have already done the investment, right? In the on-prem. Yes or no? In the cloud, we have not done any investment. The more we use, the more we pay, the less we use, the less we pay. So auto scaling is becomes very important in the cloud. And that's what we're going to learn in this course. Auto scaling. How do we configure auto scaling? Right? So this is about the high level understanding, friends. I'm going to give you so that you understand what are we going to talk about it. We can create servers, Linux server, Windows server. Let me just give you one example, friends. Go to the I'm in the EC2. All you need to do is EC2. I'm in the EC2, friends. I can create a server. I can create Linux server or Windows server. Go to instances, create instances. I can create. I already have a server here, by the way. You can see this. I have a server, Linux server. I'm naming it a Jenkins server. I can create a server here in the cloud. I have the option, all the options in the world. I can use any operating system here. I can use Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, plethora of options. Whichever. So basically, you are creating a server. You're configuring your own server. Let me just give you a simplest example. I'm calling it a server 1. We will cover this in detail, friends. Today, I'm just going to give you a high level overview. Let's say I selected Ubuntu. Now I want what all things we need, friends. Let's say when you're configuring your own laptop, what all things you require? The operating system. Yes. What else? Processor, RAM, disk. Yes or no? That's what we have all the options. How much core and RAM we want? T2.micro has 1 vCPU, 1 GB RAM. We can select this. 1 vCPU. And I can go all the way up to 96 cores also. Let's say if I have more higher requirement, I have option to go all the way 48 cores, 96 GB RAM. I can have a VM with this much high capacity. Obviously, it will be charged accordingly. But if I have this requirement, I can get it. I have all the options. In the cloud, I have all the options in the world. What we need to do, we need to pay the bill. The more we use, we need to pay the bill, right? And that's what we need to learn. How do we manage all these things? Because all the applications, wherever you use, all the applications will be deployed in the cloud. Being an SRE engineer, think about it. Being an SRE engineer or a cloud performance engineer, you don't know cloud. How would you be able to troubleshoot any application, right? That's why we have this cloud, right? So I'm going to demonstrate T2.micro, basic 1 vCPU, 1 GB RAM. Now I need something for credentials. Let me select a credentials. Yes, I selected some credentials. This is for the networking. I selected let's a security group like a firewall. We'll cover in detail, friends. Don't worry that's how we're going to cover. No, I'm just giving you an overview today. Let's say I selected some security group, which is like a firewall, and I launch my instance. My instance is coming up. My instance has created. Look at this. I just created the one of the instance quickly. This instance is coming up. I can name my instance as server 1. This is having the Ubuntu operating system, friends. I can log into this. We call it SSH. I hope we know that. If it's a Linux server, we call it SSH. If it's a Windows server, we use RDP protocol. Friends, what is the port of SSH? Can anybody tell me? What is the port of SSH? Which port you do SSH?
Some 443.
22. 443 is for HTTPS. Right? We SSH on port 22. Right? So this is running. One of the easiest way to connect to the server using instance connect. I got connected, friends. Just like that, I got connected to my server, SSH. Look at this. I got connected to my server. Now, are you comfortable with Linux? Because Linux, if as a cloud performance engineer or as a DevOps engineer or an SRE engineer, if you don't know Linux, you're not good at Linux, very difficult life, right? Because everywhere you go, things are deployed on Linux. So that's why we have this Linux module, friends, in this course. If you look at the course module, that's why we have this Linux module, just to get you comfortable. So we have the cloud part, friends, and we have the Linux module after that. That is the region. I want you to be comfortable with Linux. I'll be doing exactly like this. I just updated the packages. How we do the Windows update, friends. Similarly, I did using this command. Linux, everything is through command. All you need to know is to know the commands. What command will do what? Because in Windows, everything is graphical user interface. We can click things, but here, if I want to check which directory I'm in this directory under root. If I want to create a folder, I need to use mkdir, directory 1. If I want to list my directories inside this folder, I need to use ls command. And I can go inside dir using cd command. Everything is through commands in Linux. And that's what we're going to know in detail, not just this very basic cd, how to change permissions. If you look at the dir, if you look at the permission, what permission do I have here? chmod, chown, who owns this? Who is the owner of this directory? Who is the group of this directory? We need to talk about all these things. How do we install? How do we install a particular application? We'll talk about this, right? Yeah, friends. So we're going to learn about this Linux. Then we'll talk about shell scripting. Because if you look at the commands like top gives you a lot of detail about this is very important for the troubleshooting perspective, like commands like this. For a performance engineer or an SRE engineer, because we are involved in troubleshooting, we need to understand how my server is performing. What is the load average? What is the CPU of which are the top processes? What memory, what CPU they are taking? What is the CPU? Right? We need to understand these things. So we need to talk about shell scripting, friends. Let's say I'm running a performance test and let's say I need to capture CPU memory details of the test being run on the server. How do we capture it? So top command I showed you, or you can use mpstat command also, or let's say you want to check the memory, you can use free command. Free command will give you the memory being used. You want to check the disk, you can use the df-h command. Right? So we do everything through commands. And in Windows, we know how to go to C directory, D directory, and check the disk usage, the RAM. We know that there is something called task manager. We can go to task manager and check everything, the usage. But in Linux, that's how we do it using commands. right? And that's why we have this Linux model in this course, friends. Now, moving on. So far, so good. Any questions, friends? So far, we just touched base upon the cloud part and the Linux part I was about to show you, and everything is going to be hands-on. Whatever you see in this topic, we are going to talk about, everything is going to be hands-on, friends. I'm going to show
Yes.
you. I'm going to
Yeah. Are you sharing?
do things. Go
Are
ahead.
you sharing? Are you sharing anything? I don't see anything.
You
Sharing.
don't see my screen?
No, I don't see your screen.
Others can see my screen?
It's empty. I don't
Yes,
see
we
the
can see.
content. Yeah.
Okay, let me check with others. Can others see my screen?
Yeah,
Yes, we can
Yes.
see your screen.
Yeah, let me just, Srini, let me, for you, others can see it, but anyway, I'm going to try it again. I hope you can see it now. If not, there should be some connectivity to
Yeah.
connectivity
Yeah.
issue
Now
from
I
your
can.
end.
Now I can able to see.
Okay. Well, I was demonstrating everything in the cloud, right? I was doing things stuff.
And I
Right
have a
here.
question actually. Like there is a like in the content. There is a yellow color mark is there, but site reliability fundamentals and other things are there. Like what are all the things are going to cover as part of the live sessions, and what are you going to give it on the recorded sessions?
See,
And also, I have a question like,
okay, can I
when you
answer first question?
yes, yes,
Let complete that first. Very simple. There are very few things about the recorded session. Everything is live session. We're gonna meet for 40 to 45 hours, approximately 50 hours. We're gonna meet the live sessions. Everything that you see is live sessions, except I have exactly mentioned this. If you look at this, the Linux part, the Linux, I clarified this yesterday, but let me put this again. So everything is live session except these topics. The Linux part, again, it's going to be my live sessions. I use earlier, I used to take this as the live sessions, but since I wanted to add more topics and I don't want to extend the batch because our batch would go for 2.5 months to 3 months. I don't want to extend the batch, right, for 6 months. So we have just managed this so that we can finish this batch in 2.5 hours, 2.5 months to 3 months. Okay, so this is what is the recorded session, and except this, everything is live. So Linux part is going to be recorded, and it's going to be my recorded, not anybody else recorded, and it's a hands-on. It's the recording of the live session itself. Now, the Java performance engineering is going to be the recorded session. So this is going to take approximately 4 hours. This is going to take approximately 10 hours. These two are the recorded sessions. If you are joining the CloudPE course, if you're joining the SRE course, there will be two more things recorded. These will be my recorded sessions, live sessions, which I have taken it already in the live sessions. I have put that. It's not like I have recorded it in a very concise manner. No, it's very detailed, like a live session, the from the class recording. Now, if you're going the SRE course, there will be two more recorded sessions, the core Java plus Python scripting. And these two will be not my recording. These will be given by Isha, somebody very good trainer at Isha. Okay, these will be my recordings. This will be from somebody at Isha.
yeah. Is it Python is going to cover on the sessions with respect to the SRE
SRE
perspective?
course, correct. As I
SRE
told
perspective
you,
or like it's general?
come again.
Yeah, like is the Python sessions are going to cover with respect to the SRE or
See,
like it's a
Python is
general?
all about automation. SRE, there's nothing called Python. Python is used for automation. We will not talk about Python development. We'll talk about Python scripting, which is required for the automation. So
Okay.
it will help an SRE engineer. There's nothing called Python for SRE. Python and core Java we use for the automation. Whichever language you want to use it, anything is fine to automate it. If you're comfortable, we are covering as part of other automation, we're covering Terraform and Ansible, but these four will be only recorded sessions.
But some of the use cases that we can able to automate it, right, using on the Python. So for SRE perspective, that's where like, is there any use cases or something like that? If it covers with respect to that kind of automation, so that it will be useful because
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay, so this is a generic one. This is a generic one where we talk about the Python concepts, the programming concepts, the list, the tuple, and all those things, concepts and programs. But whatever you are looking for, the specific things, I don't know what specific things you're looking for, but I can give you a document. I have a lot of documents, like a top 30 automation thing. I can provide you that, which can help you with the automation
What is
part.
the duration, right? For Java and Python scripting recording session duration?
Come again.
Duration, like Linux for us and Java Python as like
Okay,
for Java and
this will be quite long. Okay, this is very long. If you look at this, come down below, right? Let me check that. This is going to be very long, 32 hours core Java. Okay, full detailed, and this is 30 plus hours, long detailed. Okay.
okay, yeah. I have one more question actually. Like,
Mhm.
so is there any way that you can able to, on top of it, regular classes, if you are going to take any additional classes in between the over the weekends for 3 hours or 4 hours every day, so that it's going to complete fast, and also, will there be any
yes,
possibility?
yes.
Will there be any
Okay. See, depends on the majority of us. If you think you want to go fast, we can also meet, but again, this is optional. I'm not confirming this. We need to check with all the people, those who are getting enrolled, because it's their commitment also. Because when we started this batch, we have given Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, weekdays in the 8:30 to 10 p.m. IST. But let's say all people enrolled and everybody is interested. No, I want to go fast and please spend 3 hours over the weekends. I am perfectly fine to do that in the morning time. I have availability in the morning time,
Yes.
8
Yes, that will be
a.m.
very much helpful
8
for
a.m. to 10 a.m.
everyone, I think.
I can take this up. 2 hours, Saturday, Sunday, we can take this up and complete the batch early. In 1.5 months to 2 months, we can complete it. But again, it depends on everybody's opinion, right? Comfortable, because when we have approached this course, we're just talking about right now weekdays. Okay, so if everybody agrees, I am perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, thank you. And also, like, are you
How
covering
about it?
everything with respect to not theoretical as a practical implementation with respect to the cloud? Whether what
Everything is
cloud?
cloud, right? If you're hearing me, if you're listening to me, everything is hands-on.
Okay,
No
it's a practical.
theoretical concept.
Yeah, practical. How we are we going to implement, or how we are going to use for
Exactly the
SRE?
way it is being done, the way what you require, everything will be discussed. Yes, exactly the same live sessions, hands-on.
So any personal laptop, desktop required because we are using all office laptop only. So we can go
No,
in
see, you
the
need to
GitHub.
be access. Okay, it's just the cloud account. If you could create and launch this, because the infrastructure, we are not going to use your cloud, your
So
laptop
whatever you are
infrastructure.
sharing, all the recordings, so whatever you can share it in the GitHub. GitHub repository, there you will share, right?
See, okay. See, the
Instance.
infrastructure that we are going to use is in the cloud. It's not your laptop infrastructure. If you can access this website, you're all good.
No, for any
aws.amazon.com.
documentation or whatever, right away we cannot go on master, right? For our reference.
I'm
So
not
to
able to
be
follow.
handling that,
Could
so
you,
GitHub repository, can be private and we can store it there, right?
see, you are telling I'm not able to. Could you go slow?
So if it is in our future, if you want to refer all these, whatever the document or whatever is sharing for knowledge share, whatever the videos or recorded sessions, whatever, maybe we can store it in our GitHub, right?
No, it will be given as a
Private GitHub.
playlist. You will be given as a
Playlist,
playlist.
playlist. Okay.
You will be given a playlist like this, friend.
Okay, no need any machine learning.
You'll give a playlist like a YouTube playlist, right? You'll be given access to this playlist. Those who get enrolled will get.
How about this live recorded sessions?
This is what I'm showing you. The live sessions will be given as a playlist recorded session.
And other recorded sessions as well, Java and Python. That also we have.
Yeah, you'll be similarly you'll be getting like that, right? Look at this. So this is a playlist for CloudPE and SRE course. So similarly, there is a playlist for Java.
What is the
There's
access,
a playlist.
access duration for that? Will be some lifetime access.
Correct. Lifetime. Yes, lifetime. Absolutely lifetime. Like this you'll be getting, friend. Look at this Java. If you look at this 32 videos, 1 hour each. Whatever you could think of as the concept is here. Yes, Sudarshan, I'm going to take care of that. Everything it's look at you can see what you're going to get, friend. OK, Linux is here. Linux playlist will be here. Look at this Linux playlist, my recorded session. Linux is here. You will get the PDF PPT as well as I was showing you, right? For Linux, along with the recorded sessions. PPT will be referred in the recorded session, how I'm referring any PPT, right? This is the Linux, this is the core Java, this is the SRE, Cloud Performance Engineering and DevOps. Then you have playlist for Java Performance Engineering. You have every playlist, you will be given access to every playlist here. Along with these documents, which you can refer, the PPTs, the commands, the entire file here, which you're seeing here. Let me show you one of the batches. This is what you're gonna get. Exactly this here. All the PPTs, all the screenshot which I have taken to explain things, all the commands which you could think of, setup, Kubernetes links, Kubernetes commands. So just everything is handy here, right? Everything that you require that I have given you, we have used these commands on a daily basis, kubectl commands, ekctl commands, right? Everything is documented here. Okay, any questions on the course part? Are you all good?
And can you show me the recorded sessions for SRE fundamentals and observability? How long was the sessions, observability, and also troubleshooting?
See, troubleshooting is a Java performance engineering thing, right? That is developed over a period of time. So Java performance engineering, when you go over it, that is covered under troubleshooting here. Because the way you troubleshoot the Java application, you need to understand the architecture, JVM architecture, you need to understand the heap, what is shallow heap, retained heap, how JVM works, everything is here. The Java performance
How about other
troubleshooting is here.
applications other than Java applications?
No, we are covering Java.
No, other than Java application, how we implement it for ASP or some that type of.
No, we are not covering those things. The application specific, the infrastructure specifics will be taken care by the cloud, the host. But from the code perspective, we are covering the Java. Still, the most favorite language is Java. 90% of the enterprise application is in Java, Java Spring Boot. So we are covering Java. We are not covering .NET, SP, PHP, Laravel, Ruby. We are not covering all those things.
After this course, actually, like what are the roles that we can able to apply for jobs?
Okay, right now, what is your role, Srini?
I am a SRE engineer.
Okay, so you can be prompted. You can just do well in your career. You can be an L2. I'm not sure if you're L1, L2, or which role you are doing right now. You can go ahead.
I am in L2.
L2. So you could be whatever the missing. So this course talks about makes a person L2 itself, because we talk about troubleshooting, we talk about Docker, Kubernetes, DevOps, observability, we talk about all those things, and this course takes you to the L2 level only. If you know all these things, you can take a call, but this course aims at somebody working at L2. I am a principal SRE myself.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I think it sounds good. So, but how much time, how long is the like those sessions basically on the observability as
Okay,
well as fundamentals,
see,
SR
let me
fundamentals?
let me give you the clear cut picture here. See, in observability, we talk about four things. Okay, we are covering about four things here. We have the Linux monitoring, where we talk about how do we get Linux stats, stop command, VM stat command, df command, how do we get those stats, VM stat, all those things. So Linux monitoring. So if you are not using any commercial tools like Datadog, AppDynamics, Dynatrace, still you can go and check the all the server usage, Linux part using commands. Then we talk about CloudWatch. Whenever we talk about AWS, any service, EC2, S3, right? EFS, EKS, ECS, whatever, anything that we talk about, we'll talk about CloudWatch in general. So it's not like a specific. So whenever I'm talking about AWS, I'm going to show you how things looks at the CloudWatch itself. Then we have Prometheus and Grafana. What are we covering here? We're talking about, we take one session, okay, 2 hours, one session, Prometheus and Grafana. Okay, and we talk about what is first of all, how do we set up and how do we create dashboards? That's what we do here in Prometheus and Grafana. 2 hours of session. Same thing for ELK, 2 hours. We talk about what is ELK, what problem it solves, and how do we create dashboards? How do we do the log analysis? How do we check metrics? How do we check all the panels? And everything is hands-on. I'm going to install each and everything. Elasticsearch, Logstash, Schemana, Elastic Agent. Same thing for Prometheus, Grafana, dashboards. I'm going to show you things. So 2 hours here, 2 hours here. Consider 1 hour here and consider 1 hour here. So entire observability, you can consider 6 to 7 hours.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And also like doubts clarification, or like if we need anything, how the support actually like in
See,
the
during the session, whatever we are talking about, if you have any doubt, you can raise your hand like the way you're asking right now, you can ask.
Okay, thank you. After that, is there anything? Suppose if you have any questions or any of the use cases,
See, you
need any.
can reach out to me anyway. When you enroll for this course, you'll be part of a group, separate WhatsApp group, and I'll be there in that group. You can ping me. You will have my contact number. You can ping me, and whenever I'm available, we can have a quick chat, quick discussion. So that's how it goes. Okay. So there's no commitment as such that within this time I could be able to answer you. It depends on my bandwidth also, right? During the class, you can ask me any question. I am available. But after the session, you can drop me a message. We can talk. Right.
Okay, okay, sure. So if there is any real time working on it, so if you need any use cases.
I can give you my inputs, right? Without like whatever 5, 10 minutes, I can give you my inputs, how to proceed, what all you should do. I can give you my inputs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. Can I?
Go ahead. Ronald.
Okay, sure. So, thank you so much for taking the time to go through everything. It's so good. And I think you're touching all the basis of SRE. So I am interested in SRE.
Right.
I'm currently working with a client as an SRE, but um, it is so crazy here that I really don't know what I'm doing, as a matter of fact.
Right.
I mean, I interviewed as a DevOps engineer. I couldn't get into it, and they offered me SRE. I don't know the principles or the core things about SRE or what SRE person is doing
Right.
exactly. But I was offered and I took a chance at it. So I'm really struggling at my position right now.
Yeah, same here as well.
Thank you. Yeah. So most of what you find is that most companies want to incorporate SRE, but they really don't have the foundation set up. They don't have any foundation. They don't really know what SRE actually entails. So it's kind of difficult. And I am working with a team of developers. We are building new applications for a client. So you see that SRE, interference is very limited, let me say, because we are building new things. Things aren't in production. Nothing is breaking. We're not, getting complaints from customers and things like that. So it's kind of difficult to find a job to do. And we operate in an agile environment as well. So like, sprints, 2 weeks, they want you to get a hands on something, do it, finish it, grab something else. And, so it's kind of difficult. But I just want to throw this out there so that those people who are earning to go into SRE, it's kind of, very difficult, out there.
See, I'll tell you, Ronald, it's a vast domain. Okay. It's a vast domain. Understand this. It's not okay, this, you will be done. Let's say if you are a automation engineer or a functional tester, all you need to do, learn some Selenium, Java, Selenium, and you're done, right? You can ready. It's a vast domain. Understand this. That's the challenging thing. And you'll be rewarded accordingly if you do well here. Because we talk about troubleshooting. And in troubleshooting, let's say when a customer has some issues, has encountered some issues, they will say latency, high latency. And you don't know why, when, what caused. And you need to understand the architecture, the application architecture, how the flow has been. You need to understand where is the bottleneck, where is the degradation happening. It's all about troubleshooting skill set. And that is where it requires a deep knowledge of the architecture, the application flow on the architecture front or on the application front. And then on the technical expertise also, you should understand how Docker works, how containers work, how Kubernetes work, how VM works, what all to look at, how load balancer work, what is auto scaling. There are so many other factors. You need to know a monitoring tool, observability tool to check the right metrics, right? So there are so many things involved that makes the task challenging. Okay, that is the truth. That's the truth on your face, right? Because it's a vast domain. And that is why this course takes long, because what I'm attempting here is going from scratch. You don't have any background knowledge, you are covered in this course, right? And that is why I focus more on the fundamentals, right? If you talk about cloud, right, I start from scratch. If I talk about Linux, I start from scratch. If you talk about Docker containerization, I start from scratch. Kubernetes scratch. DevOps scratch. Observability scratch. Anybody can learn this. So when you know all of these things and troubleshooting experience, background troubleshooting experience, then you can progress your career towards the SRE L1, L2. You can progress in your career. That's how your path should be. And that's why this course takes so long.
Sorry to interrupt in between, actually. We are migrating from AppDynamics to Datadog, and you're covering Datadog as well, right?
See, there are so many commercial tools, okay? Dynatrace, AppDynamics, Datadog, New Relic.
No, it will be covering under infrastructure. We going for Kubernetes, right? Then all we need to cover it infrastructure level as well. AppD and others cannot go with the infrastructure level as well.
See, I'm not able to follow the question. Could you be clear on your question? Who is asking the question, Santosh or
Santosh here.
Go ahead, Santosh.
Actually,
could you be louder, Santosh? You're speaking, you're going in a flow. I'm not able to follow. Could you make it clear?
Okay, now better, right?
Yeah, better. Go ahead. Let's have
no. Just wanted to know, because AppD or other monitoring tool, APM tool, whatever they know, it is not capturing our container level, infrastructure level, level.
Why not?
No, AppD is not. So we have so it's not considering on Kubernetes infrastructure level, Docker's level container. Well, the way they are migrating into Datadog, then our organization.
Kubernetes, you are telling Dynatrace doesn't support containerization monitoring?
Not Dynatrace, AppD.
I don't know. This is a surprise for me. AppDynamics is the commercial tool. It has to support container monitoring.
I'm not exactly sure on that. That's what I'm just. I wanted to know that because they are migrating from AppD
it
to
is going,
Datadog.
it supports. Okay. Without looking into this, I can tell you it supports because it's such a commercial tool. It cannot exist without
No, in our one
containerized
of
monitoring.
reputed organization, they are shifting from
Okay.
AppD to
Okay.
Datadog.
Okay. What's your
And
question? What's your question? Come on, come on. What's your question?
so that's what you are covering infrastructure level. So we Datadog is a more nowadays are decommissioning any other APM tool like AppD and other they do following to Datadog and other things. They just wanted to cover that part as well. That's all.
Datadog we are not covering in this course. We are covering these tools: Prometheus, Grafana, Elk, CloudWatch, Linux Monitor.
New Relic also another.
We are covering this. This is what we are covering in this course. There are so many tools. Somebody would say, why are you not covering Dynatrace? Why are you not covering Datadog? We are covering this as part of this course. Santosh, let's keep it simple.
Okay, so New Relic, okay, no, okay, we are covering this. Okay, thank you.
It's clearly mentioned what are we going to cover. We're going to cover this. But to answer your question, AppDynamics supports Kubernetes monitoring, container monitoring. Okay, it's no way that it cannot support. It has to support, and it supports. You can check this link. It supports everything. It
They are
supports.
actually migrating from the AppD to
See, your company would be
Datadog.
doing that. Could be other region, but you cannot say AppDynamics doesn't support container or Kubernetes monitoring. Okay, you cannot make that statement.
Infrastructure level depth we can do it, right? I'm having that thought.
You
Okay.
can monitor everything. AppDynamics is a very popular commercial tools, monitoring tools. You would have everything in there. You can create anything.
So
Dynatrace,
what is the
AppDynamics,
reason they are
data.
migrating from AppD to Datadog? I'm just
Okay,
asking.
okay. Your company is doing it, so there has to be some region. Okay, so.
Okay, as an experience, what you I'm asking because I just thought that they told some AppD will not do to the core, so we are shifting it to Datadog.
Okay, okay. Any other question?
Uh,
Ronan, you were asking something.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So I didn't finish my question. I just,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
the
ahead.
first
Come to your
introduction.
question. Come to your question.
Okay,
Yeah. Go ahead.
okay, great. So my question, I was looking through the course content you're sharing. I don't see content like service level objectives, service level agreements. I mean, these are the things that are at the heart
We
of
will
every
talk about
SRE.
it. So there are things. So if you're talking about SLA, SLO, SLIs, we have
Right.
it covered.
Okay. Okay. What about disaster management and stuff like that? I mean,
Incident management, change management, what exactly this we are covering this.
oh, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. So that's my my question. And then we're going to tackle some automations too, right? Because now all the companies are moving from consoles to automation. So things like provisioning stuff with Terraform.
Correct. This is what here you go.
Okay.
Terraform, Ansible, CI/CD pipeline using Jenkins, and you have the shell scripting and Python scripting, right? We are covering these things.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's those. I mean, these are the things that interest me the most for my course. I just know them by topic, not that I know them in detail. If I do, I wouldn't be joining the class.
You will learn. You will learn, Ronald. Nothing to worry.
Great.
Just have patience. Have 2.5 months with me. Spend 2 months. You will be feeling a good difference in your learning and your thought process.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's all for me.
Sure.
Yeah, I have a question. Industry which AI is coming up, which is the best monitoring tool that we can able to integrate and use for these SRE practices into that tool, so that we can able to leverage implement all the SRE practices based on your experience. Can you suggest any of the good tool? Because as I know, like Grafana, Prometheus, AppDynamics, Dynatrace, and New Relic. So which is the best one going forward?
See, I'll tell you, it all depends on the company cost, budget, how much, everything. You can manage all your activities using any of the tools. You can manage your activity in Datadog. My friends use the colleagues, they work in a company, they use Datadog, they're absolutely fine. Somebody's working on Dynatrace, they're absolutely fine. Somebody working on AppDynamics, they're absolutely fine. Somebody working on open source, all the open source technology, Prometheus, Grafana, right? They're also good. They're using, somebody's using only the cloud services, CloudWatch, Container Insight, because in the CloudWatch also you have services. You have the container insights, everything. So somebody's using that. See, every tool is good enough. It's not like best, right? But if you ask Dynatrace, right? It's the Dynatrace, AppDynamics, Datadog, right? They are the best commercial tools. You pay and they have everything, right? And they are they are using integrating with AI also, right? So you can use, so all the commercial tools, they give you features, they cost you also, right? You need to spend 50, $60,000 a month. Not every company can afford it, right? So again, for the log analysis, you can use Splunk, right? You have other log, you can use Elk, or you have Open Search, right? There are so many tools, different tools. There are so many monitoring tools. It all depends on the cost, the budget, and other things, right? So there are so many options out there in the market, Srini.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Will there be any like replacement? Suppose if they developed AI perspective, if they developed anything, so that
See,
all.
what they cannot automate, I know one thing for sure. They cannot automate the troubleshooting part. Nobody can automate it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am sure. But apart from that, is there any way they can automate? Like what additional skills that we can able to develop as an SRE engineer?
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, if you know, let's say you know cloud, if you know Linux, shell scripting, let's say Linux and shell scripting, fundamentals things. So focus first on the fundamentals: cloud, Linux, containerization, Docker, Kubernetes, DevOps, use Jenkins tool, right? Have observability, know few tools, right? Know like Terraform, Ansible. Like if you know all these things already, I would suggest learn the coding part, the automation part, using Python scripting, shell scripting, Terraform. Spend a lot of time there in the automation part. That because you already know basics, cloud, Docker, Kubernetes, you already know. How what will separate you from others because you already have troubleshooting experience, right? I'm considering you already have it. What additionally you want, not everybody is good at is on automation using shell scripting, Python scripting, Terraform, Jenkins. They are not good at with this. A lot of many people are struggling with these things. So you can focus on these areas.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Okay, any other questions for today? So friends, we started our journey. We just talking about the course, cloud part, Linux part. Similarly, we'll talk about containerization. We'll talk about Docker. What is containers? Yesterday, I gave you a brief. We'll go in detail. We'll install Docker. We'll create containers. We'll create Kubernetes cluster, EKS cluster. We'll talk about Jenkins in the DevOps. How do we create CI/CD pipeline, continuous testing in DevOps using Jenkins? We'll talk about all these things apart from the resilience, the SRE part, right? Observability, automation. So we're going to touch base on everything. I hope everybody has understood a good detail about the course, right? From tomorrow, friends, we are going to deep dive on the cloud part, right? So today I just gave you the definition on the cloud and on-prem. From tomorrow, we're going to deep dive and learn things in detail, friends. Okay. In case if everybody has created the account just to be on the cost optimization, friends, not to have unnecessary things running, I just use this for demonstration. I'll use it for terminate also. In cloud, we can easily terminate, create resources. And when you're not using something, feel free to terminate things so that you don't incur any cost. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay. Um, okay. There's one more question I think I missed in the chat. Uh, Rafi has asked a question. I'm a front-end developer, tech lead role. How this course can help going forward? Okay. So see, Rafi, you are already a front-end developer, right? Front-end part. I would focus you to develop your career skill either in backend part, also backend engineer. You can do that. You will learn Spring Boot, Java if you already don't know. That will be your on the development part. This will help you troubleshooting part. If you can easily transition, if you were looking to transition your career to SRE, developers are the preferred choices as well because they know development work, they understand the development work, they have very good coding experience, coding knowledge. So they have this advantage. All you need to do is develop your troubleshooting experience. How do you troubleshoot any application, performance issues, right? Production issues. So if you can develop that, which this course will help you do that, because we'll talk about cloud, we'll talk about Docker, Kubernetes. You may not be knowing Kubernetes as a developer. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing here. You may not be knowing other tools like Jenkins, Terraform. So this course will help you transition your career to SRE engineer. Rafi. Thank you so much, everybody. We will create AWS account tomorrow. Yes, Prithvi, we'll do that. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.
This recording session is
Yes, recording will be shared. This recording will be shared tomorrow.
in the group.
Yes, in the group tomorrow. Yes. Thank you so much.